1. The Egyptian Empire, the land of pharaohs and bondage. The Egyptian Empire, one of the oldest and most powerful civilizations in history, plays a central role in the early books of the Bible. It was in Egypt that the Israelites found refuge during a famine, thanks to Joseph, who rose to become a high-ranking official under Pharaoh. However, over time, the Israelites were enslaved and subjected to harsh labor. The story of Moses and the Exodus is one of the most dramatic accounts in the Bible. Pharaoh, often associated with Ramses II, refused to let the Israelites go, leading to the 10 plagues and the eventual liberation of the Israelites. The crossing of the Red Sea and the giving of the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai are foundational events in Jewish and Christian traditions. Egypt's influence extended beyond the Exodus. It was a place of refuge for the Holy Family when they fled from King Herod. Matthew 2 verses 13 to 15. The pyramids, temples, and hieroglyphs of Egypt stand as enduring symbols of its grandeur, while its role in the Bible reminds us of God's power to deliver his people from oppression. 2. The Assyrian Empire, the scourge of the northern kingdom. The Assyrian Empire, known for its military might and brutal tactics, emerged as a dominant force in the 9th century BCE. The Assyrians conquered the northern kingdom of Israel in 722 BCE, leading to the exile of the 10 tribes. This event is recounted in 2 Kings 17, where the Bible explains that the fall of Israel was a consequence of its idolatry and disobedience to God. The Assyrians were infamous for their siege warfare and psychological tactics. Their capital, Nineveh, is prominently featured in the Bible. The prophet Jonah was sent to Nineveh to call its people to repentance, and surprisingly, they heeded his warning, Jonah 3 verses 5 to 10. However, the Assyrians' cruelty and arrogance eventually led to their downfall, as prophesied by Nahum. 3. The Babylonian Empire, the exile and the fall of Jerusalem. The Babylonian Empire, under King Nebuchadnezzar II, rose to power in the 6th century BCE. Babylon is perhaps best known in the Bible for its role in the Babylonian exile. In 586 BCE, the Babylonians destroyed Jerusalem, including the Temple of Solomon, and deported many Jews to Babylon. This event marked one of the most traumatic periods in Jewish history. The Bible contains numerous references to Babylon, particularly in the books of Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Daniel. The prophet Daniel served in the Babylonian court and interpreted dreams for Nebuchadnezzar, including the famous dream of the statue made of different metals, Daniel 2. The story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace, Daniel 3, and Daniel in the lion's den, Daniel 6, are enduring tales of faith and divine deliverance. Babylon's fall to the Persians in 539 BCE marked the end of its dominance and the beginning of a new era for the Jewish people. 4. The Persian Empire, the decree of Cyrus and the return from exile. The Persian Empire, under Cyrus the Great, is celebrated in the Bible for its role in allowing the Jews to return to their homeland and rebuild the temple. Cyrus issued a decree in 538 BCE, permitting the Jews to return to Jerusalem and restore their religious practices, Ezra 1 verses 1 to 4. This act fulfilled the prophecies of Isaiah, who called Cyrus God's anointed, Isaiah 45 verse 1. The Persian period is also marked by the stories of Esther and Nehemiah. Esther, a Jewish queen, played a pivotal role in saving her people from a plot to exterminate them, Esther 4 verse 14. Nehemiah, a cupbearer to King Artaxerxes I, led the rebuilding of Jerusalem's walls, symbolizing the restoration of Jewish identity and faith. 5. The Greek Empire, the spread of Hellenism. The Greek Empire, under Alexander the Great, brought significant cultural and political changes to the biblical world. After Alexander's conquests in the 4th century BCE, Greek culture, or Hellenism, spread throughout the region. This period is particularly significant in the intertestamental period, between the Old and New Testaments. The Maccabean Revolt, recorded in the books of 1 and 2 Maccabees, was a Jewish uprising against the Seleucid Empire, a Greek successor state, and its attempts to impose Hellenistic practices. The rededication of the temple after its desecration is commemorated in the Jewish festival of Hanukkah. 6. The Roman Empire, the world of Jesus and the early church. The Roman Empire, the most powerful empire of the ancient world, forms the backdrop for the life of Jesus Christ and the early Christian church. The Roman occupation of Judea during the time of Jesus is reflected in the Gospels, where Roman officials like Pontius Pilate play key roles in the narrative of Jesus' crucifixion. The Roman Empire's infrastructure, including its roads and legal system, facilitated the spread of Christianity. The Apostle Paul, a Roman citizen, traveled extensively throughout the empire, establishing churches and writing letters that form a significant portion of the New Testament. The Book of Revelation uses symbolic language to describe Rome as Babylon the Great, Revelation 17-18, highlighting its opposition to God's kingdom. The fall of Jerusalem in 70 CE by Roman forces under Titus marked a turning point in Jewish history and the dispersion of the Jewish people.